Our next guest is an Emmy-nominated actor you know from the show Normal People and the film The Lost Daughter. He stars in Aftersun, which is in select theaters October 21st. Let's take a look.
Good. Well done.
So what's your sister's name?
Sophie.
Oh, nice.
I'm her dad, though, actually.
Sorry, mate, I just thought
That's
that.
okay. It's a nice hotel, eh?
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Please welcome to the show, Paul Mescal, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations on this film. It's a very beautiful film about a young father and his daughter. And a lot of it is unsaid. I would say that it is not a dialogue-heavy film. When you were reading through the script the first time, did you appreciate exactly how special it was going to be?
Yeah, it's one of those scripts that you read and you're like, how do I get to the top of the pile of actors that are going to want it? So, yeah, I was very aware of the kind of, the fact that it was kind of non-verbal in how it presents itself. And, yeah, I just very quickly auditioned for Charlie and here I am.
You play a young father in the film. You were not a young father in real life, and you actually took a rehearsal vacation with your co-star.
Yeah, we landed in Turkey kind of 2 weeks before the shoot, and I asked Frankie's mum and dad if I could, like, be her pretend dad for 2 weeks. So, yeah, we hung out, we swam.
Were they the kind of parents who were like,
They were like,
yep.
please. No. They were great. Like, we swam in the sea, ate pancakes, swam in the pool, lots of swimming, and we taught her how to play pool.
She's fantastic. It's also her first film. How is it to have a scene partner, especially one in a film, where the connection is so intense, who is, I mean, I would just assume a natural at it?
Total natural. Yeah. It's like frightening. You're like, whoa, if you knew how good you are right now, it would be like shocking. But yeah, I feel like with young actors and people starting out, you're kind of harnessing or they're holding on to this thing, whereas with older actors, you can kind of talk acting out of existence, where she's just so pure and full of life, and it was
Is
wonderful.
it contagious? Did you find yourself going back to sort of the roots of like what's natural about acting?
Yeah, well, she just surprises you. She would do something like in a scene where you're like, whoa, I wish I'd thought of that. She's just in it all the time, and I just can't wait for people to see her performance in the film.
This is an exciting time. You're in a couple of movies right now, God's Creatures as well. I have to ask a question, because you are shucking oysters a great deal in this film. Very believably so. Was that a skill you had before you took this part?
No, that was not a skill that I had.
But that's a dangerous one to learn, because I feel like there's no shortcuts with shucking oysters.
No, there's no shortcuts. Fola, our wonderful producer, her brother is an oyster farmer. So I was like, I'm going to be a proper actor and learn how to do this, and went out on the water with John Michael, and he taught me how to do it. Yeah.
Are you pretty good now?
Yeah, middling. Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty. I want to talk about you had an early life, a parallel track of both acting.
Yes.
You were in acting school.
Yep.
But you were also playing. I guess this isn't technically rugby. This is Gaelic.
Gaelic football.
Gaelic football.
Yeah.
How would you describe for those of us who are maybe not up on the latest?
Gaelic football.
Yeah, Gaelic football.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, pure chaos. It's basically like a mix between rugby and soccer, but is just brutal.
Yeah.
Well, rugby's pretty brutal, but like you represent like your parish or where you come from. It's like non-professional, so it's like very much like very spirited, I would say.
So it's not that there's a different rule. It's just like people are maybe more prone to fight?
Yeah, it depends on which town you're playing against.
Gotcha.
And, yeah.
Did you play for a good town? Were you guys good at it?
Yeah, I like my town.
I meant good at the sport. Were you a nice place to live?
Yeah, bye. I played for Maynooth and Kildare, my county. This is like a geography lesson.
Gotcha.
Anybody who doesn't know,
There you
that's
go.
still
Like,
there.
seems like mouth guard is a pretty important part of that. I'm assuming.
Yeah, very necessary.
Were you prone to injury, or did the people who play Gaelic football get?
Yeah, I broke my nose and my jaw. I broke my jaw 2 days before starting my final year in drama school. So I was like, I'm going to probably give it a break for the last year. I found out that they don't really go hand in hand. You can't really act with a broken jaw.
Did you, when you showed up to acting school with a broken jaw, were you honest that this happened during Gaelic football?
No, because they say you're not allowed to play any sport because it's like bad for your like body and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. Go in, and I face to face with my like acting teachers, and they're like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, well, "This is so weird. I got mugged at work." Yeah, nightmare. So they spent the 4 weeks in rehearsals just kind of like rehearsing like this. Yeah.
Was Gaelic football sad to see you go? Did you have a skill at it? Were they like, we lost one of our good ones to the acting craft?
I hope that's what they say. Yeah, I hope that's what
You know,
they say.
for matters of this, let's just all agree that they're still talking about you in the pubs, the one that got away.
Exactly, yeah.
We were talking backstage, you know, because you, normal people, which is so wonderful, and you actually haven't done any one of these talk shows in person. You did a bunch of them on Zoom during that. Because it was one of our first pandemic shows. My wife and I watched it. Was it cool to make a show like that? That obviously worst possible reason for people to connect with it, but everybody was looking for shows, and I feel like that was one a lot of people found.
Totally, and like these things are wonderful, but they're kind of stressful a little bit. So getting to do it kind of a year further into it is fantastic, and for it to be normal people, the thing that people still talk about that I'm really, really proud of is I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, well, it was a really special show, and it's so great to meet you in person. Thank you so much for being here, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
Really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Paul Mescal, everybody. After Sun is in select theaters October 21st, and God's Creature is in theaters Friday. We'll be right back with music from 5 Seconds of Summer.